Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm Mila, and for the past 15 years, I've had the privilege of being a flight attendant, helping passengers settle in, sharing that pressurized space, and making sure everyone stays safe and comfortable at 35,000 feet. Today, I'm on the ground, and I'm thrilled to share insider knowledge with you that can completely change how you travel. Just seeing this video title, TSA will confiscate your medications in 2025, probably made your stomach drop a little. You're imagining security lines, an agent in a blue shirt rifling through your bag, and your essential medications tossed into a gray plastic bin. It sounds terrifying, right? Let's take a deep breath. There's no new law in 2025 that bans your medications. Nothing secret has been sent to TSA agents overnight. You can relax. The real challenge is the evolving travel environment. Security lines are longer than ever, scanners are more sensitive, and there's almost zero tolerance for ambiguity. Small, innocent packing mistakes that might have been overlooked years ago are now flagged for a full manual inspection. And that's where problems begin. If your medications aren't packed correctly, you risk delays, confrontations, or, in rare cases, confiscation. This isn't fear-mongering. It's about giving you the tools to be a prepared, professional traveler. The single biggest mistake I see at checkpoints is what I call the jumble bag. It's that side pocket or Ziploc bag where all your medications end up together. A bottle of painkillers, a week's pill organizer, an inhaler, ointments, insulin syringes, all tossed together. In the past, this may have been fine, but the scanners today see this as an anomaly. Different densities, liquids, powders, plastics, and foils, everything mixed together screams unidentifiable to TSA scanners. I've seen a perfectly lovely woman in her 60s in Denver pulled aside because of this. The agent opened her bag, lifted her pill organizer, creams, and prescription bottles, and asked, "Ma'am, what are these?" She explained everything patiently, but the disorganized presentation turned a 30-second scan into a 10-minute ordeal. Here's the key. When it comes to medications, you must be professional, organized, prepared, and deliberate. That starts with separating your items properly and declaring them. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to pack medications so that your bag becomes the easiest, most straightforward bag to screen all day. We'll cover liquids, pills, pill organizers, carry-ons versus checked luggage, documentation, and all the little gray areas that trip people up. By the end, you'll have a foolproof system to make TSA screening simple and stress-free. Now that we've established the importance of being organized with your medications, let's dive into the first big challenge that trips people up at TSA, liquid medications. We've all been trained on the 3-1-1 rule, 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters per container, all in a single quart-size bag. Most travelers assume this rule applies to every liquid in their bag, including medications. The panic sets in when you see your prescription cough syrup, insulin, or eye drops exceeding that limit. Many mistakenly believe they have to check it, or worse, that they can't bring it at all. Here's the official rule you must know. Medically necessary liquids are exempt from 3-1-1 restrictions. That includes insulin, prescription cough syrup, eye drops, saline solution, and even medically necessary water for swallowing pills. They can be larger than 3.4 ounces, but, and this is crucial, you must declare them at the checkpoint. You cannot just toss a 5-ounce bottle of insulin into your carry-on and hope the scanner recognizes it. That scanner flags anomalies, and any liquid that exceeds the standard size without declaration will trigger a manual inspection. That's when the confrontation, delays, or worst-case confiscation can occur. The foolproof method I recommend, and what I personally do, is to create 2 separate bags for screening. Bag 1 is your regular 3-1-1 bag with toothpaste, shampoo, and perfume. Bag 2 is your medical bag. This can be a Ziploc, a clear toiletry bag, or any container that keeps all liquid medications together. Insulin vials, inhalers, prescription creams, eye drops, all go here. When you reach the conveyor belt, take both bags out separately and place them in their own bins. Then make eye contact with the agent and calmly say, "Hi, I have liquid medications to declare." That's it. You've already established that your items are medical, exempt, and ready to be screened properly. Let me give you a real example. I was traveling with a young mother flying to Orlando. She had 8 pre-made 8-ounce baby formula bottles, 64 ounces in total. Naturally, she was nervous at security. She approached the agent and said, "I'm so sorry. I know this is too much, but it's for the baby." The agent smiled, confirmed it was medically necessary, swabbed one bottle, and handed the rest back. Her relief was immediate. Imagine if she had tried to hide the 64 ounces in a diaper bag. That bag would have been pulled, dumped, and she might have been in tears. Declaring your liquids is not an admission of guilt. It's an act of preparation and professionalism. Next, we tackle another major mistake, the pill organizer. Many adults, especially seniors, rely on weekly pill organizers. You take a small blue box filled with your blood pressure medication, vitamins, cholesterol pills, and maybe even a painkiller or two. You pack it neatly into your carry-on and assume you're fine. But here's the issue. While TSA doesn't technically require pills to be in their original prescription bottles domestically, agents may still question them. They can see a rainbow-colored pill organizer and have no way of verifying its contents. Suddenly, a 10-minute interrogation starts. I watched a man in his 70s go through this. He was perfectly innocent, taking his regular medications, but he had zero proof. The agent couldn't identify the pills, and what should have been a seamless process became a stressful ordeal. The danger of the pill organizer becomes even more apparent internationally. In countries like Japan, Dubai, or parts of Europe, carrying unidentified pills can trigger detention. Over-the-counter or controlled substances in the US may be illegal or restricted elsewhere. A pill organizer with multiple unidentified medications can make you look like a potential smuggler. The fix is simple. Always bring your medications in their original labeled prescription bottles. If the organizer is more convenient for daily use, bring it along, but also carry the original bottles as proof. At minimum, have a printed list from your pharmacy detailing your medications, dosage, and purpose. This small step can prevent interrogations, confiscations, or even international legal trouble. Now that we've covered liquids and pill organizers, let's talk about the next critical mistake, checked bags. It's tempting, right? Your carry-on is full of clothes, electronics, and personal items, so you figure, I'll just toss my medications into my checked bag. That is a huge mistake. As a flight attendant, I've seen this scenario play out countless times. Checked bags are tossed, stacked, and handled roughly. Even if your luggage isn't lost, delays happen. Bags are misrouted daily, and if your medications end up in Omaha when you're in Orlando, it's more than an inconvenience. It's a serious risk to your health. I'll never forget a couple in their 70s flying to their son's wedding. They were ecstatic, chatting about the big day. When they landed, the husband's bag was missing. Inside were his essential heart medications. Panic set in. They didn't know the local doctors, pharmacies, or how to get a replacement prescription on short notice. The wedding plans started to unravel. After 3 days, the bag finally arrived, but those 3 days of stress could have been avoided entirely. The rule is simple. Your medications never, ever go in checked luggage. They stay with you in your carry-on at all times. While we're on the topic, pack a buffer. If your trip is 7 days, bring 10 days worth of medication. Flights get delayed, snowstorms happen, emergencies occur. Having extra gives you peace of mind and keeps you covered for unexpected events. The cargo hold isn't temperature controlled. Liquid medications like insulin can freeze, rendering them useless. Keeping everything with you avoids those risks and ensures your health is never compromised. Now, let's address the ultimate pro-level tip, documentation. Many travelers assume that having your name on a prescription bottle is sufficient. For most domestic trips, it's usually okay. But for international travel, this assumption can land you in serious trouble. Picture this. A TSA agent pulls a passenger's bag overseas. The person shows a pill organizer. The bottles are there, yes, but the agent doesn't recognize the names. What is this medication? Is it controlled, illegal, suspicious? Even if you're perfectly innocent without proper documentation, the situation escalates into a tense, stressful interrogation. The gold standard is to carry a doctor's note. A simple, typed letter on your doctor's official letterhead with their signature works perfectly. It should list your name, each medication, the dosage, and the medical condition it treats. For example, Linapril for hypertension, taken for personal use only. This single piece of documentation is essentially a get-out-of-jail-free card. It resolves disputes immediately and is recognized internationally. I remember a young passenger flying to Dubai who carried Adderall for ADD. He had the prescription bottles but no doctor's note. When he arrived, customs detained him for 4 hours. Calls to his doctor were required to verify his medications, turning a simple trip into a nightmare. One small letter would have transformed a 4-hour ordeal into a 30-second conversation. By now, you see the pattern. The mistakes aren't about TSA trying to confiscate your medications. They're about organization, preparation, and professionalism. A jumbled bag, a pill organizer without backup bottles, or missing documentation transforms a smooth process into a stressful, time-consuming one. With the right strategy, you can breeze through checkpoints, protect your health, and avoid unnecessary stress. Continuing from the importance of documentation and keeping medications in your carry-on, let's dive into international travel considerations. This is where even seasoned travelers get tripped up. Different countries have very strict rules regarding what medications are allowed, and even over-the-counter items in the US can be illegal elsewhere. A common example is sleep aids containing diphenhydramine or medications like Adderall. Without proper documentation, customs officials can treat these as controlled substances, and what seems like a routine trip can suddenly become a legal nightmare. Here's a pro tip. Always carry a doctor's note for every prescription you bring internationally. This note should include your full name, the medication name, dosage, and the medical purpose. Keep it with your passport and carry-on. That small precaution can prevent hours of detention and keep your vacation or business trip on track. I've seen travelers detained for hours simply because they lacked this letter. In one case, a young man traveling to Dubai with ADHD medication had his flight nearly ruined. He had his prescription bottles, but no doctor's note. Customs treated him like a potential trafficker. With the note, it would have been a 30-second verification instead of a multi-hour ordeal. Now, let's tackle the pill organizer dilemma for international flights. It's convenient to pre-sort a week's supply of medication, but authorities abroad may not recognize an unmarked organizer. Even if it's legal in the US, officials abroad need to verify legitimacy. The solution is simple. Keep the original prescription bottles alongside your pill organizer for convenience. The organizer is for daily use, but the bottles act as proof. If a foreign agent questions you, you have immediate verification, avoiding unnecessary delays or confiscation. Next is the liquid medication strategy, which cannot be overstated. Always place all liquid medications in a separate, clear bag. This includes insulin, liquid cough medicine, eye drops, or creams. When you reach the checkpoint, take out this bag and declare it to the agent. I have liquid medications to declare. This ensures the scanner identifies them correctly and prevents unnecessary scrutiny. I've seen passengers get nervous and hide or mix these items with other liquids in their 311 bag. That's exactly when bags get pulled for full inspections, and even perfectly legal items can be flagged. Separating and declaring your liquids eliminates stress and keeps everything moving smoothly. Another critical point is the carry-on versus checked bag mistake. Medications should never go in checked luggage. Checked bags can be delayed, misrouted, or exposed to extreme temperatures that compromise liquid medications like insulin. Imagine being stranded in a new city without access to essential prescriptions. This happens far more than you'd expect. Always pack medications in your carry-on and include a buffer supply. If your trip is 7 days, bring 10 days worth of medication. This accounts for delays, flight cancellations, or extended stays due to weather or emergencies. Finally, consider the emergency scenario during flight. If a medical event occurs, your medications must be immediately identifiable. A flight attendant needs to know exactly what you take, at what dosage, and for what condition. If your pills are in a generic organizer without original bottles or documentation, we cannot provide accurate assistance or relay critical information to doctors on the ground. Original prescription bottles and doctor letters are life-saving in this scenario. By combining documentation, careful packing, separation of liquids, and keeping medications in carry-on with buffer supply, you turn your bag into a professional, TSA-friendly package. It's no longer a source of stress. It's a system designed to keep you safe and ensure your travel is seamless. Now that we've mastered documentation, carry-on strategies, and separating liquids, let's tackle advanced packing mistakes that still trip travelers up. One of the most common issues is assuming that a pill organizer alone is sufficient. Many people pack their weekly pill boxes and leave the original prescription bottles at home. That's a mistake, especially when traveling internationally. The pill organizer may be convenient, but it provides no proof of legitimacy to TSA or foreign customs officials. Original prescription bottles are your verification. They clearly list the medication, dosage, and prescribing doctor. Even a small printed list from the pharmacy can help. but the original bottles are the gold standard. Next, consider checked baggage. Never pack medications in your checked luggage. Checked bags get thrown, stacked, and misrouted every day. Delays happen. Bags end up in the wrong city, the wrong airport, or simply delayed for days. If your medications are inside, your health is immediately at risk. I've seen couples flying to special events lose vital medications in their checked bags, creating panic and stress that could have been avoided. Carry-on is your safest option, and it ensures that your medications are always accessible. Another critical factor is packing a buffer supply. Trips rarely go exactly as planned. Flights get canceled, storms strike, or emergencies arise. If your trip is 7 days, pack 10 days worth of medication. This buffer prevents stress and ensures that even unexpected delays won't compromise your health. This is especially important for insulin, inhalers, or other temperature-sensitive items. The cargo hold can get freezing cold, which can render some medications useless. Keep everything with you, maintain a buffer, and travel stress-free. Finally, let's talk about professional declaration at TSA checkpoints. When you approach the security line, always have your medical bag separate from your 311 liquids bag. Take it out, place it in its own bin, and politely declare, "Hi, I have liquid medications to declare." That simple statement immediately signals professionalism and preparation. TSA agents are trained to screen 2 million people a day. By separating and declaring your medications, you make their job easier, reduce scrutiny, and speed up your passage through security. By combining original prescription bottles, a well-packed carry-on, buffer medications, and proper declaration, your journey becomes safe, smooth, and stress-free. You are no longer just a passenger. You are a professional traveler, prepared for any scenario TSA or customs might present. These strategies protect your health, prevent delays, and keep your journey on track from check-in to boarding. Now let's wrap this up with the ultimate pro-level tip that separates amateur travelers from those who glide through security like a seasoned professional: documentation and preparedness. Having your medications in original prescription bottles is critical, but without proper documentation, even domestic travel can turn stressful, and international travel can become a nightmare. A doctor's note is your insurance policy. It should clearly state your name, the medication, dosage, and the condition it treats. This letter eliminates confusion, stops interrogation, and ensures TSA or customs sees you as a prepared, legitimate traveler. I can't stress enough how often I've seen simple oversights cause unnecessary stress. One passenger, traveling internationally, had all his medications neatly packed in pill organizers, but no documentation. Customs officials treated him like a potential trafficker. Hours of detention, phone calls to his doctor, and escalating anxiety could have been avoided entirely with a simple note. That's the difference between a smooth trip and a travel nightmare. Next, think about carry-on placement and control. Your medication should never leave your personal reach. Insulin, inhalers, eye drops, creams, everything must stay with you, not in a checked bag. A lost or delayed bag can instantly put your health at risk, even for a few hours. And remember the buffer. If your trip is a week, pack extra days' supply. This ensures you're covered in case of flight cancellations, weather delays, or other unforeseen complications. Finally, the TSA declaration is your moment to show professionalism. Don't hide liquid medications in your 311 bag. Take out your medical bag, place it in its own bin, and declare clearly, "I have liquid medications to declare." That short statement signals confidence and preparedness. Agents instantly understand the items are medical, exempt, and ready for screening. You've just turned what could be a tense, flagged situation into a smooth, professional interaction. To recap, the mistakes travelers make aren't about TSA trying to confiscate your medications. They're about organization, preparation, and documentation. Avoid the jumble bag. Don't rely solely on pill organizers. Never pack essential medications in checked luggage. Carry a buffer supply, and always bring a doctor's note. Declare your liquids clearly, separate them properly, and make it obvious that you are a professional, prepared traveler. By following these steps, you remove stress, prevent delays, and safeguard your health. You're no longer just a passenger. You're a confident, proactive traveler. TSA isn't out to get you. They're screening millions daily. Your job is to make it clear in 10 seconds or less that you are organized, professional, and not a threat. Follow these guidelines, and you'll breeze through checkpoints with ease. I hope this guide gives you confidence to pack smarter, travel safer, and handle your next trip like a pro. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mila, and I'll see you in the skies.